We got out coached and outplayed. Call it like it is. Give them credit. They've got a talented team. New coming in here. They had a big offensive line, some very talented backs. Was concerned about stopping the run, especially with a young quarterback. Knew they were going to go to that. We didn't get off blocks. We didn't tackle. We did not play the run very well at all. And that created some things in the throwing game because we had to bring an extra guy in the box in order to stop the run. And they hit some things in the passing game. Offensively, I thought we moved the ball and missed 3 field goals. One of them's on me. It's probably a little far. We probably needed to be another yard or two inside for Parker, but he's been very consistent and he'll be fine. But we did some nice things offensively. But defensively, we got to get off the field. They were 7 of 9 on third down, I think, or maybe 8 of not 10 or whatever it was. We just didn't play very well defensively, and that was the key to the ball game. And you give up 14 points when your defense isn't on the field and they're not playing well, you're going to have a hard time winning. With that, I'll open it up for any questions.
Ben with the first one.
I guess, Will, as you kind of look at the secondary play overall, what were kind of the common themes and some of the breakdowns there?
I'll have to go back and look at it. We got beaten man coverage a couple times, and that was disappointing. But, give their guys credit. Their young guy played well, and they got some really good skilled people, which we knew coming into the game they did.
Let's go to David.
Hey, Will, just why couldn't you guys consistently get any pressure on Finley?
We'll go back and look at it. I thought we flushed him a couple times. He made a couple nice throws on the run and scramble pass, which we got to do a better job of plastering and finishing on some the receivers. But we'll go back and look at it. I need to. We rushed 4 when we were bringing 5. We got displaced in the run game a little bit. So we got to go back and figure out how we can get pressure with 4 guys rushing.
Colin Taylor.
Yeah, well, I guess how do you feel like Colin Hill played tonight? And as the game kind of got out of hand late, was there any thought about playing Ryan or Luke more at quarterback?
No, we feel like that. Obviously, I think he forced the ball in the interception a little bit, but he was accurate with the ball. Held it probably a couple too many times. It created some sacks. But we need to go back and look at the film and then before we start determining how the guy played. I thought we hit some vertical balls down the field. We had some explosive plays in the game. Just disappointed overall with not playing better on the defensive side of the ball.
John Whittle.
Yeah, were you surprised at all that y'all weren't able to hold up with the front 4 tonight? You've been really pleased with those guys and being able to get pressure all season long with just rushing 4 guys.
Well, yeah, but I mean, when they were running the ball the way they were running the ball, John, it's hard to get a track and get some tracking in the pass rush. And they were running the ball extremely well. That's what I was concerned about coming to the game, is the size of their offensive line. They have talented backs, and their ability to run the ball created some issues for us rushing the passer because they were so running the ball so well. It's hard to get in some tee-off situations to rush the passer.
Josh Kendall.
Will, how concerned were you at the end of the first quarter, given that they had the ball 12 minutes and you were concerned about your defensive line coming into the game?
Well, I'm hugely concerned. I mean, that was a major issue coming into the game was, again, the size of their offensive line and pushing us around. We got pushed around. We didn't get off blocks. We didn't tackle as well, maybe. We got to go back and look at some things to where we got to be able to stop the run. I was not pleased last week with not stopping the run. I wasn't pleased at Vanderbilt and how we stopped the run. And it's been a common theme now for 3 weeks.
Joe Gorchow.
Coach, I know you're dealing with a hurt locker room right now. I'm just curious, what's the message to ensure this doesn't linger, especially with the fact you're on an open date and so you don't have an immediate opponent to turn the page to?
I just told the guys we're going to start back to work on Tuesday morning, and I'm going to give them a couple days to get ready for the stretch run here, and we come back Tuesday morning, get ready to work. They will.
Chantel.
Coach, with Parker missing that first long one, do you feel like it had a snowball effect for the rest of the game, or what were you seeing from him out there?
No, I think he just mishit the other 2. He caught a little of the grass on the one shorter one going into their end zone there, but he'll be fine.
Phil Kornbluth.
Okay, yeah. Will, were you surprised your offensive line had so much trouble protecting Hill and giving him more time in the pocket?
It wasn't all on the offensive line. We held the ball too long at times. We had a couple busted routes, so we'll go back and watch the film and evaluate where all the pressure was from. But we ran the ball extremely well in the game.
Let's go back to David.
Well, Ernest Jones had 19 tackles tonight. Just what do you say to a guy like that to kind of, say, hey, keep your spirits up?
Well, get more guys to play like he plays, and we got to continue to find that and, make sure our guys play blocks better up front, fit the run better, and we'll go back and evaluate the film.
Ben?
Will, I know that getting explosive plays has been kind of an emphasis that you wanted more from the offense. You get that this week, and kind of the more efficient staying on the field plays kind of evaporate. Was it something defensively that they were kind of doing that was making that more difficult, or?
What's that?
In terms of just, grinding out drives, staying on the field, that kind of stuff.
Well, I don't know how many. We hit some explosive plays in the game, and then we stymied a little bit some in the red zone. We had 2 opportunities for kicks to cut it to a 2-score game. We missed both of the field goals in those situations. Other than that, we moved the ball pretty well. So and then it became when they returned the kickoff and then made another score offensively that gets out of, and then they start rushing the passer and juicing the edges. They know we're going to be in a throw situation most of the game. So that changes the game a little bit and how they think and how we played.
John Whittle?
Will, and not placing the blame on Colin, but just in general, what goes into the thought process of making a change at quarterback? When do you like to see a new guy, whether it's when the game gets out of hand or otherwise?
Well, Mike and I will have a conversation on the headsets and what he feels like we need to do at the quarterback position. That's why I hired him, and he, that we'll have that discussion when it's appropriate.
Josh?
Oh, I didn't know my hand was still up.
Sorry. Colin?
Yeah, well, given the fact that you guys were obviously coming off back-to-back wins and LSU was starting a true freshman quarterback, do you feel like you guys missed a big opportunity here to get a big win and go into the bye week 3-2?
Well, sure, absolutely. I don't think there's any question about that. But any opportunity you have in a 10-game conference schedule is all big wins, and you got an opportunity again with Texas A&M coming to Williams-Brice in 2 weeks.
David?
Will, from your view, what happened on the pick six? Was that more on Hill or maybe more on Brooks for not finishing the route?
Both.
John Whittle?
Yeah, with LSU having kind of that off week last week, did they do anything a lot different on either side of the football that y'all weren't expecting?
No, I mean, there's some different things in the run game, which they hadn't really explored the run game very much in the first 3 games. So we knew there'd be some different things in the run game, but it was nothing that was totally different. We got whipped.